known as a man of many words, of history and honored antiquity, but soft-spoken, humble, and impactful. I sit today as a trustee of the Hawaiian Mission House's Children's Society because of our first awardee. Invited one day to walk next door from my office to chat with the president, even though I was prepared with a strong and absolute no, because I knew what he was going to ask, I found myself shortly after that a member of that ecstatic and historic board, which he served as president. And if you followed him on social media, without a doubt, you would be in awe of his research work weaving historical in-depth mo'olelo, stories and biographies of important persons, places, or even events. As the president and owner of Ho'okuleana LLC, our first recipient engages and challenges us to take responsibility and not let change happen without us creating the change we want to see so that the future generations are able to live a good life in Hawaii.
Peter Young is a storyteller at heart. He uses facts and figures to weave together the elements of collective wisdom that make up a community.
So as a kid, history was not meaningful to me. History was dead people and dates, and I didn't see a connection, and I couldn't see a relevance. As I got older, I started to understand, because I was always about numbers, math, is that dates are numbers, and those help tell a story. And at DLNR, I was the State Historic Preservation Officer. And I got a call from Debbie, and Debbie is unfortunately, Debbie passed away. But I want people to remember her. Whatever she worked on was good for the community that she was in. And if Debbie calls you, you always said yes because you were going to get involved with something that was meaningful and that was going to be helpful in the future. So Debbie called and said, Peter, we're going to do a scenic byway in Kona. And I said, what's a scenic byway? And she said, I'm not sure, go figure it out. And she goes, I want you to prepare the corridor management plan for the scenic byway. And I said, or asked, what's a corridor management plan? She goes, I'm not sure, go figure it out. So I obviously said yes because Debbie asked. And she had established an advisory group in Kona made up of the people who knew Kona, because she wanted to get a good background feedback from this local community group. A scenic byway is not what the name suggests. It's not about some big vista road that you go on and you see these landscape visions, so to speak. Scenic byways are roads that tell stories. And so the point of the scenic byway is to have people understand what happened on this road, what are the aspects of this road, what is the history of the road, what can we learn from this road. And so I would start doing some research about kinds of stories, different time frames, some stuff I already knew. But I would come into the meeting of the advisory group, and sometimes I would tell a story and everyone looks around at each other and they go, we didn't know that. And that really got my interest, is that there's stories out there that we've either forgotten or we never heard that help us better understand a place, help us better understand ourselves as people interacting together. And so I would, in working on that scenic byway corridor management plan, there were some sleepless nights because I wanted to continue to find out more. And I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start researching and writing to get those stories together to go see with this advisory group, should we include this story into the corridor? So that really got me beyond a kind of history that I was used to from being a state historic preservation officer. And I could see that it was an opportunity to learn about a place.
Young's appreciation for Hawaii's history has allowed him to become a collaborator of its culture. He is dedicated to preserving the lessons we learn through interactions and observations of the past.
We're here for a purpose. And we each got here without any responsibility of us being. We're here because of somebody else. We're not here because anything we did. But I believe once we've been born, it becomes our responsibility to be who we are going to be. I think we need to grow as individuals, but we also need interaction with other individuals. So a me story is actually a we story. But at the same time, going back to the mentors, however those guys get phrased, I view it as we have life experiences and we have life lessons. Life experiences are the kinds of things that just happen every day, and we're responsible for each of those. I think we need to be honest with ourselves about who we are. And I falsely described myself when I was younger. I had different perspectives. I've learned now that what happens to me is because of what I have done, about the life lessons. And so a life experience is just all the day-to-day stuff. A life lesson are the kinds of things that the mentors taught me. If you're given a second chance, don't blow it. If someone sees in you that you can be successful, don't blow it. Prove them right. And it gets down to you as an individual. That's the major lesson I learned from Jim Taylor. Any HPA graduate under Jim Taylor can narrow down the life lesson to a single word: integrity, which describes a whole bunch of things. Do the right things for the right reason. Tell the truth. Be true to yourself.
Young believes we all have the ability to transcend beyond what we already know. He uses research and analysis to provide insight and opportunity.
Please welcome to the stage 2023 Living Treasure of Hawaii, Mr. Peter T. Young.
Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii, Living Treasures of Hawaii. This certificate of distinction with the designation of Living Treasure of Hawaii is presented to Peter T. Young in recognition of his outstanding and sustained contributions towards enriching our society. With deepest appreciation, presented on February 11th, 2023, signed Eric Matsumoto, Bishop, Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. Once again, congratulations, Peter Young.
Mark, you did good. That was a 3-hour interview. And we never saw it before it came. You get to see it for the first time. Talking about words, I cannot find the right words that adequately express the feeling I have today. This is a bit overwhelming. You have honored me, you have honored my family, and you have honored my friends. And for that, I'm grateful. In 1979, you honored Emma DeFries as a living treasure of Hawaii. I am proud to call her nephew, John DeFries, my friend. John had hoped to be here for this event, but had a scheduling conflict. I want to honor John and his family by sharing with you something John shared about 20 years ago. As we look to the future and consider our opportunities, let's first address the proverbial question: is the glass half full or is it half empty? For some, the involved, the optimistic, the problem solvers, the glass is half full. These people are positive and expect the best. There is plenty of water left in the glass. We also realize there are others that see the glass as half empty and lacking. Yet there are a few who see the glass as 100% full. Some air, some water, and a sparkle of light. Air, water, and light. When Hawaiians meet, they exchange the air of their breath. Ha, it symbolizes life, your breath of life. Ha is your spirit, your heritage. In Hawaii and essentially in all cultures, water means life and growth. Vai, fresh water, is a life force. Vai means survival and abundance. The word for wealth in Hawaiian is vai vai. The light symbolizes I, the supreme. Ha, vai, I, the place of life's breath with abundant, life-giving waters from God. We are fortunate people living in a very special place. People all over the world are drawn to Hawaii, not just because of its beauty and climate, but because of you. Others want to experience the aloha spirit that you share. I have not yet met many of you, but I hope sometime in the future our paths will cross again. The world is changing. Let's work together and change it for the better. You have honored me. Thank you.